last concept from the topic, that is polarization of light. What is that? That is a polarization by reflection. Polarization by reflection. And also it is called Brewster's law. So already we discussed about how to polarize the unpolarized light by passing that unpolarized light through the polarizer. Okay, one is called polarizer, another one is called analyzer. Polarizer is nothing but it is a polarizer which can be polarize the light, but analyzer is nothing but that is also polarized, that can be used to analyze the light, means to see the polarized light. Okay, so see here. Let us consider it is a polarizer that can be used to polarize the light. Means here the intensity of unpolarized light reduced because the light vibrations occurs in only one plane. But in case of unpolarized light, the vibrations occurs in all plane. But in case of plane polarized light, the vibrations occurs in only one plane. Then it is the direction of propagation of the unpolarized light. Then unpolarized light can be represented by double arrows with dots. This is very important. So this one is represented as unpolarized light. And also it is called ordinary light. Supposed to be this light from the sun is made to incident on the polarizer. And it is called polarizer because that can polarize the light. So the light vibrations which are parallel to the transmission axis, those only pass through the polarizer. Remaining vibrations are absorbed by the polarizer. Then the light is said to be polarizer. These vibrations only parallel to the transmission axis. That is why those vibrations are passed through the transmission axis. And it is called plane polarized light. And also it is called linearly polarized light. And we are going to observe this plane polarized light through the another polarizer, that is called analyzer. Okay, and here the intensity of the plane polarized light observed by the observer through the analyzer is maximum only when the the angle between the transmission axis of polarizer and analyzer is 0 degree or 180 degree. According to Malus law, I is equal to I naught cos square theta. What is theta here? Theta is nothing but it is the angle between the transmission axis of the polarizer and analyzer. If theta is 0, then the transmission axis are parallel to each other. Means the intensity of the plane polarized light observed by the analyzer is maximum. Observed by the observer is maximum through the analyzer. Both are parallel. Let us assume this is analyzer and this is polarizer, and it is the transmission axis of polarizer and it is the transmission axis of analyzer. Both are parallel to each other. See here, both are parallel to each other. Then the intensity of the plane polarized light observed by the observer through the analyzer is maximum. Supposed to be, I will rotate this analyzer by 180 degree. Again the intensity of the plane polarized light observed by the observer is again maximum, because so both are again parallel. Okay, so that is why these two polarizers are called parallel polarizers. When will we get the maximum intensity of the plane polarized light? Only when the transmission axis of both polarizers must be parallel to each other. If the transmission axis of both polarizers parallel to each other, those polarizers are called parallel polarizers. Those polarizers are called parallel polarizers. Then suppose I will rotate the analyzer by 90 degree with respect to the polarizer. Okay, then what is the angle between the transmission axis of polarizer and analyzer? That is a 90 degree. So this plane polarized light absorbed by the analyzer, then the intensity of the plane polarized light absorbed by the observer is 0, because theta is how much? 90. If theta is 90, cos 90 is 0, then intensity is again 0. But the intensity of the plane polarized light is I naught by 2, means it is reduced by 2. So what is the intensity of unpolarized light? That is I naught. Okay. So next we are going to discuss about the polarization by reflection, and also it is called Brewster's law. And also we are going to represent the plane polarized light in two ways. What is that first way? If the vibrations of the light occurs in a plane, that can be represented by this symbol. Let us assume this is a plane. The vibrations occurs in the plane. Okay, that can be represented by this diagram. Supposed to be the vibrations are perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So those are represented by dot. Here the vibrations of the light are perpendicular to the plane of the paper, but here the vibrations of the light occurs in the plane of the paper, means parallel to the plane of the paper. Okay. Then what about polarization by reflection? Brewster found that whenever the ordinary light or unpolarized light is incident on the refracting surface of two media, okay, see, it is the surface which separates the two media, two transparent media. For example, I will take, it is a air and it is any other liquid. For example, I will take water. It is water. So when the unpolarized light, means ordinary light, is incident on the refracting surface, it is called refracting surface. What is the refracting surface? The surface at which the refraction of light takes place. And we are going to draw the normal to find the angle of incidence. And it is the unpolarized light, means vibrations occur in all directions. Vibrations occur in all directions. And I will take it as the angle of incidence, that is IP. So what do you mean by IP here? IP is nothing but angle of polarization. Then part of light is refracted, means transmitted through the water, and part of light is reflected. Part of light is reflected. So here the refracted light is partially polarized. So Brewster found that the refracted light is partially polarized. Somewhere it is polarized, but somewhere it is unpolarized. Means the refracted light is partially polarized. But here, in case of reflected ray, the reflected light is completely polarized. But here, the vibrations are perpendicular to the plane of the incidence. This is called plane of the incidence. Okay, this is called plane of the incidence. Here the vibrations are perpendicular to the plane of the incidence. So Brewster found that the reflected ray or the reflected light is completely polarized, and here the vibrations are perpendicular to the plane of the paper or plane of the incidence for a particular angle of incidence. That angle of incidence is called Brewster's angle, and also it is called polarizing angle. So according to law of reflection of light, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. If it is IP, no, it is also IP. Then when the reflected light is completely polarized, then the reflected light is perpendicular to the refracted light. It is perpendicular to the refracted light. Then angle of refraction can be taken as R. I will take angle of refraction is R. Then we are going to explain the statement of Brewster's law by the derivation. First I will do the derivation. So what is the angle between the reflected light and the refracted light? That is a 90 degree. That particular angle of incidence is called polarizing angle, and also it is called Brewster's angle. See, from the diagram, so see here, this is a refracting surface, okay, and the refractive index of the water can be taken as mu, and the refractive index of air is how much? 1. So what is the refractive index of air? 1. The refractive index of water can be taken as mu, or otherwise you can take it as a n. Okay. So from the diagram we are going to find the angle of refraction. So how to find the angle of refraction? What is the total angle here? That is a 180 degree. So we can write IP plus 90 degree plus, I will take it as RP. It is the angle of refraction for the angle of incidence. That angle of incidence is called polarizing angle. Then that is RP. That is equal to how much? 180 degree. That is equal to 180 degree. Then I will take 90 degree to the right hand side. That is IP plus RP is equal to 180 minus 90. That is a 90 degree. That is a 90 degree. Then by using Snell's law. So, and also we are going to find the angle of refraction for the angle of incidence, that is called polarizing angle. That is RP is equal to 90 degree minus IP. I will call this is equation number 1. It is called equation 1. Okay. By using Snell's law. Using Snell's law. So we are going to use Snell's law here because part of light is refracted, part of light is reflected, but the reflected light is completely plane polarized. But here the plane polarized light having the vibrations perpendicular to the plane of the paper, Then using Snell's law, what is Snell's law? So that is mu is equal to sin I divided by sin R. Sin I divided by sin R. So if the angle of incidence is equal to polarizing angle, then the angle of refraction becomes RP. So here it is a mu2 by mu1, but refractive index of second medium can be taken as mu, and refractive index of first medium is taken as 1. That is why it is a mu by 1. Then if I is equal to IP, means angle of incidence is equal to polarizing angle or Brewster's angle, then R is equal to RP. Next, on substituting these two values in this equation, we will get mu is equal to sin IP divided by sin RP. What about sin RP? Sin RP is nothing but 90 minus of IP. From equation 1, sin IP divided by sin 90 minus of IP, because RP is equal to 90 minus IP. Then what is sin 90 minus theta? That is cos theta. Means sin 90 minus IP, that is cos IP. Sin IP divided by cos IP. Then it is mu. Then sin IP divided by cos IP is nothing but tan IP. Hence mu is equal to tan IP. Now we are going to state the statement of the Brewster's law. What is this statement? So the refractive index of the medium is equal to the tangent of polarizing angle or the tangent of Brewster's angle. So what is the statement here? Statement. The refractive index of medium, whatever may be the medium here, so that may be water medium, that may be any other liquid medium, okay. The refractive index of the medium is equal to the tangent of polarizing angle. The tangent of polarizing angle. means here the polarizing angle that depends on the refractive index of the medium, just like a critical angle. Okay, so now the refractive index of the medium is equal to the tangent of the polarizing angle, means the polarizing angle depends on the refractive index of the medium. Critical angle also depends on the refractive index of the medium. Okay, so now what do you mean by Brewster's angle or polarizing angle? So this is the derivation for Brewster's law. Now we are going to define polarizing angle, and also called Brewster's angle. So Brewster found this one experimentally. Okay, so the reflected light is completely plane polarized for a particular angle of incidence. That particular angle of incidence is called polarizing angle. It is the particular angle of incidence. It is the particular angle of incidence for which the reflected light is which light? Reflected light, but refracted light is partially polarized. Somewhere it is polarized, somewhere it is unpolarized, somewhere its intensity is maximum, somewhere its intensity is minimum. The reflected light is completely or totally plane polarized. So plane polarized is also called, that is a linearly polarized. Okay, so what is a polarizing angle or Brewster's angle? It is the particular angle of incidence for which the reflected light is completely plane polarized. And also we can define, it is the particular angle of incidence for which the reflected light and refracted light both are perpendicular to each other. Another way to define the polarizing angle or Brewster's angle. What is that another way? It is the particular angle of incidence. It is the particular angle of incidence for which the reflected light, but here the reflected light is completely plane polarized light. The reflected light and refracted light. Refracted light means the light which is transmitted through the water. The refracted light, both are perpendicular to each other. Both are perpendicular to each other. So what it is saying here, the polarizing angle that depends on the refractive index of the medium. Okay, so if we know the refractive index of the medium, so we can find the angle of incidence. With that angle, if we are going to send the unpolarized light or ordinary light, then the reflected light is completely plane polarized. So this is about Brewster's law. For example, now we are going to find the polarizing angle or Brewster's angle for the water and air interface. It is the surface which separates the two media. What are those media? One is called water, which having high refractive index. Another one is called air, okay, which having low refractive index. It is called rarer medium and it is called denser medium. If we are going to send the unpolarized light on the interface between these two media, then the reflected light is completely plane polarized. With what angle of incidence? The reflected light is completely plane polarized. That angle of incidence we are going to find by using the Brewster's law statement. Example, what is the refractive index of water? Refractive index of water is 1.33. that is mu is equal to 1.33. Okay, then we are going to find the angle of incidence. For that angle of incidence, the reflected light is completely plane polarized. So listen here, whenever the light incident on the interface between two transparent media, part of light is transmitted through the denser medium and the part of light is reflected from the interface here. Okay, then we are going to find the polarizing angle. So what is the expression for Brewster's law? That is mu is equal to tan IP. Then we are going to find IP here. Otherwise you can take it as a theta p. Okay, so tan IP is equal to, what is the value of mu? That is 1.33. That is nothing but the refractive index of the water, 1.33. Then IP is equal to tan inverse of 1.33. Okay, so what is the expression, what is the value of tan inverse of 1.33 here? Tan 45 is how much? 1. Because sin 45 is 1 by root 2, cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Then 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, that is a 1. But it is greater than 1 now. So its value is about 53.1 by using the log book. Its value is how much? 53.1 degree. So if we are going to incident the ordinary light or unpolarized light on the water and air interface with an angle 53.1 degree, then the reflected light is completely polarized, completely plane polarized. If the angle of incidence, for or at water and air interface, is 53.1 degree, then the reflected light is completely plane polarized. Okay, so this is about the example for the polarizing angle or Brewster's angle. So we are going to find the Brewster's angle or polarizing angle for other media also by using their refractive indices, by using this formula.